Tires light the fires, Big Daddy.
Alrighty, folks. We are back in it with another session of our Out of the Abyss. I am your Dungeon Master, Dungeon Mister, joined by our wonderful players today. If you guys want to say hey, you can.
We missed you.
Bye.
Yes, it has been. Feels like it's been forever. Couple of weeks. Someone had to go and celebrate Halloween. But we are back in it, and so we have a little bit to cover before we get into today's session. So let's just hop right in and get this show on the road. Last time, we started off with like a cliffhanger. You guys were stuck in this long green-lit hall-like cave, trapped by a swarm of large ankegs. Fought tooth and nail to get free. Fungi binding a few of them to release those caught within their mandibles, looking for a way out. You all heard an unearthly growling roar from down in a direction, which actually came from Rincewind. He was just throwing his voice. Taking a moment that these ankegs were frightened of this as well, you ran through them back the way you came, keeping them at bay with spell and might, rushed back towards the river of tar, taking down a nearby Zerkwood mushroom. It fell with just enough length to cross, and just barely, leaving a river of caustic tar between you and the swarm. Not dallying, ran onwards, leaving the site as quickly as you could. With enough distance between you and the Ankegs, you finally took a breather, discussed many a thing, curious about the amulet that had a couple of you been sucked into. It seemed to call towards Rincewind. Not knowing why exactly, he held on to it for now, and you continued your trek through the underdark passages towards Neverlight Grove. Eventually arriving through a forest of pale stalks, you could see more activity ahead. Eventually arriving through a forest, read the same sentence twice, why not? Myconids wandering around, going about their lives, surrounding several small mounds of dirt. You approached the nearest one at the edge of these wilds. It wasn't dirt at all, it was actually just rotting bodies. Ended up speaking to several different Myconids here, which were each kind of heads of their own smaller circle, which belonged to a larger circle at hand. It would seem things here were strained, different than expected, and changed from what Rumpadump had remembered. It's like there was a schism. One of the two sovereign Myconids had loosely asked you to investigate this, showing concern for this celebration that is upcoming. Unsure how to approach the situation yourselves, you got opinions of a couple of different mushroom folk, and now at the edge of this conclave here, getting directions from an exploratory Myconid. That is where we're going to pick up. What are you doing? What are you talking about? Where are you?
So I think we, at the end of the last session, observed the pathway up to the Garden of Welcome, and we had talked a little bit about it. Looked like we could get past some of the tools that were up there guarding it.
Yeah, so previously near the Sporling circle, you could see a pathway going up, but you could also spy two of those lobster-like creatures with tentacle mouths, the chulls, kind of guarding it, covered in fungus themselves. While over here at the which circle is this? Circle of Exploration or something?
Yeah, Circle of Exploration, I believe.
Yeah, Circle of Explorers, yeah. After you had talked to Rasharu, noticed that there was nearby a cliff face that looks like it might be climbable, leading up to this Garden of Welcome, in which the other Myconid sovereign, not Basidia, but Philo, had offered to show you. Basidia warned you not to take this invitation, and he's the one who kind of showed you around and warned you. So,
All right. Okay. Let's see. Sorry, I'm kind of snapping to here.
no, you're good.
Okay. So, do we want to follow the directions from the exploratory Myconid? Does anybody have any desires like rump a dump? What are your feelings here, bud?
I don't know. That one guy, or was it the Sovereign? Not the colorful one. He seemed okay, but he seemed worried, and that makes me worried. I don't know if I should stay here or what.
Yeah, I think we discussed last time, Rumpedump, maybe you stick around with us a little bit longer, at least until we can figure out exactly what's going on here.
But that guy right there, as you can still see, uh, the one you were just speaking to a moment ago, Resharu, is still close by as he's starting to kind of wander around. Like I said, I think they were. Some of them might leave. I don't know. I mean, I could go with them if they leave. Still be close to home. But I don't know what's happening here. It feels weird. Maybe wrong? I don't know.
Well, that's why maybe just stick with us, friend. Till we get everything figured out. Stay with us and
Okay.
And we did learn that there was a group that didn't return from the Garden of Welcome, right?
It was the Circle of Explorers and the according to not I keep wanting to say Philo, and it's like my brain can't remember.
Basidia?
Yeah, Basidia. According to Basidia, the Circle of Explorers and the Circle of Hunters seem okay. Hunters was the first one that you encounter that spoke about the worm-like creature and the tangling choking the water flow.
So basically, it seems like we are either going to go to the Garden of Welcome or we're going to figure out what's going on with that worm-like thing that we talked to Lubin Bub about.
Well, we can even just try to investigate what's stopping the flow of the water. I think that would probably get us some goodwill with some of the people here. So, while we're investigating the flow, maybe see if we can get a line on the missing explorers. Or do we want to explore other circles and see what they're up to too?
I think we've just about talked to the majority of the circles, haven't we?
The only ones you haven't talked to is a Circle of Builders
Right.
and Circle of Masters, which is up at the Garden of Welcome.
I think we should just get the water flowing. That's gonna help everyone.
Gus, do you have a gut feeling either way? Do we want to go talk to the, I guess, leaders, or do we want to explore a little bit?
Seems that some of the leaders might be under question.
Uh-huh.
we could learn more, but perhaps we should do something that's more taking action.
A little more proactive. Okay. How about a Casmus? You got a feeling either way?
Either way, but I think, like I said, that the water would probably help everyone, so it would put us in a good situation.
Weller and Fun Guy?
Same. Water. Let's go do it.
All right. Weller?
Yep.
You okay?
I'm good with
All right. Let's roll.
And you can kind of
Is
see
Rumpedump-
the streams. You're good. You can kind of see in the valley where one of the streams seems to be kind of lowly leaking in, as the rest of there's other streams that seem to be flowing a little better, but one of them is obviously the one that seems to be like clogged or something, as it's just kind of just a little trickle.
Who did we
Alright.
learn about the obstruction of the waterfront?
The Circle of Explorers guy. He had a weird
Rasharu?
name. No, Rasher. No, Circle of Hunters. Sorry.
Lubin Mub.
Yes.
Okay, so that was part of what he told us along with the worm creature.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Lubamob.
Rumpadump, or how familiar are you with this area? Do you remember it? I mean, geographically.
I mean, mushrooms grow real quick.
Yeah.
I remember the water, but I didn't go off anywhere. I was
Alright.
just a little guy, still growing. I'm still growing. I'm pretty small. Can't do much climbing.
Okay, how about this? Let's just head upstream. See if we can find an obvious stop to the flow, but everybody kind of be on alert, because, I mean, other mushrooms are going missing, and obviously we are where we are. So,
And Stool kind of like pipe up. If you want, I could stay here with the little one so we don't get in the way. I'm sure you won't be
Rincewind
going
would
too
be like-
far.
oh shit, you're still with us?
No, yes, I was the one carrying this little one through much of the passages. I'm sorry. I tend to wander. At least my mind does.
Tell me about it. All right. Let's go.
Alright. So you start following this block stream, leaving Rumpadump and Cappy behind for now. 'Cause they don't want to get in your way of whatever you're doing.
Are they gonna be okay? I mean, that's what I'll ask. Like, you okay staying here?
I think we'll be fine. That Basidia once said not to linger too long. And if things start to make a turn, I can fly away. With Rumpadump here.
With Rumpadump here as in like you're abandoning him?
No,
Abandoning him?
with
Or Rumpadump here as in I'm taking him with.
Yes, the latter.
Okay.
Sorry to use words confusingly.
Okay. Au revoir.
We will linger at the edge as to not draw attention.
Or whatever. Alright.
And as you start making your way through these mushrooms, kind of having to go up a couple of terraces, it starts to lean into a cave where this specific stream is coming from, but it seems like the stream is just filling up the right side a little bit, maybe a foot or so at its widest, kind of pools up a little bit, but you immediately notice thick tangles of vines overgrowing from the roof and dipping down into the water. Not necessarily blocking it here, but just a sign that there are plenty of brambles and vines and really sharp, big thorns that you kind of have to maneuver past. And also climbing upward as well. You start to hear that little trickle of the water up ahead, but it's nothing grand. Just gravity doing its job. And climbing up this, scaling this steep cave, starts to get to a point where you start to see walls of this bramble kind of start to filling it up, as it's almost like the ceiling here, as the cave kind of starts raising up and the ground meets the ceiling of this wall of bramble. So above you there's this just like wall of thick viney thorns. You're not too far away. Maybe travel like 5 minutes up into this cave before you get to this point. Just this thick, tangled mess that the water's barely trickling through.
Right. I gotta figure out a way how to get rid of that. Any ideas?
Uh,
Well, we
let's
can
just
either
burn
get-
it.
Want me to burn it? Try to burn it?
My first idea. We could want to try to do a little burn first, see how it goes.
Anybody get a permit?
I think we're outside the builder's jurisdiction.
Okay.
You are. You can no longer really see the cave. This darkened and winding passageway upward. Steep incline. Maybe some parts of this cave are maybe 10 to 15 feet wide. Other parts are a little narrower, so you've definitely lost sight of any other myconid or any moving
All right.
thing.
Oh,
I'll
wait.
go ahead and ignite Dawn,
Okay.
Yeah.
and so
What
we
kind-
can get a closer look at these brambles. Like, does it look like new growth? What does it look like?
Give me a nature check. You start inspecting the brambles.
So it's brambles, not mushroom stock?
Correct.
Okay.
Well, at least how it appears at first.
Am I still delayed to
You
you?
are still delayed.
Yeah.
Total result of 12.
With the 12. And you kind of remember that wall of brambles you've seen before a few days ago. This is not like that. You're unfamiliar with what it is, but it seems wet on its own and a little mushy, aside from the thorns, which almost kind of feel like blades.
This may be difficult to burn.
It's worth a try.
Suggest we stand well back,
Oh, yes.
and I will do some spiritual contemplation as I switch browsers, so y'all aren't waiting on my rolls.
Fair enough. What browser are you using right now?
Firefox.
Interesting.
Should not take me long. I'll be right back.
You're good.
Yeah, y'all keep going.
All right. I'm gonna cast a firebolt
Okay.
at the thingies.
Yeah. Everyone kind of steps back a little bit. You cast Firebolt. It hits it, but it immediately kind of singes as it is extinguished rather quickly.
Yeah, it seems like the same thing as the other.
Yeah. It might be a little late for this now, but can we try speaking with the brambles?
What do you want me to
Speak
tell
with
them?
them, and they're just like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah. Sorry, I sneezed. Um, and then ask if they would consider relocating.
Right. All right. He's gonna use the how much? Gotta remember how much charges it is for speak with.
As you pull out the crystal, the stone speaker's crystal, and start resonating, you just hear this crunching noise in your
3
your
charges.
head.
All right, and Caspus would ask if they can move somewhere, if they're able to move somewhere else, or
We're growing.
but your
Growth
block,
includes movement.
you're blocking the water flow for the mushrooms down there. You need to grow somewhere else.
Why should we? The water is fresher. We grow towards its collection.
Okay.
I'm going to loop us in with psychic whispers,
Okay.
and is that way would it be possible to maybe hear the conversation that Casmus is having?
Sure, why not?
Right. So you want to go further down
Yeah.
towards the.
I sense moisture.
And what about further up?
That is not ours.
And it's not yours down there either.
It will be. Other growths
think-
have prevented us.
You think the mushrooms are gonna let you go down there and take over from them?
We won't know until we're there.
Telling you they won't.
Seems like the brambles wanted to say something about other growth.
So is there anything we can do to help you out so that you don't go down there and that you can grow?
Is there anything you can do to help us out? Provide food, nourishment, enrichment.
What do they eat?
Yeah, what'd you eat? Except water.
A healthy soil. Mixtures of different composites and decay.
That
If
is...
we
Go ahead, Casmus. Sorry.
if we help you move down there where there's a lot of decay and you stop blocking the water flow, would that be good for you?
We will reach it in time.
How about a compromise?
Yeah, compromise. Is there anything we can do for you?
I don't
than
understand the
food?
concept of what you say, a compromise.
Maybe if you're willing to share water, the Myconids may be willing to share organic material with you for fertilizer.
This sounds
Jasper's just relaying
confusing.
everything.
The Myconids are all about decay.
Yes, we feel it in the soil. We're growing
So
there.
maybe you could develop a symbiosis.
You help them out, they help you out.
We'll remind you, you're speaking to a plant with an intelligence of 0.
Yes.
0.
Yes.
Right.
Oh, it's real confused.
It's already
We
smarter
got
than the
carried
rest
away.
of us.
It's just nodding and smiling.
Yeah.
We
How
will
can we
keep
put
growing.
Templar?
What is it? What is it like about this area in particular again?
The water. That's all they care.
In the
Just the
soil,
water?
water and soil.
All right. Is there anything we can do to fuck up the soil?
That's supposed to break the
Just saying, salt of the
connection
earth,
to the plant.
I mean,
Well, that went productive.
nothing ventured.
So we need to either soil the water or soil the earth.
Anybody got gasoline?
No.
Oh man, I could poison the water.
I don't know
Well,
if
that's
you
gonna
want to
poison-
poison the water, because if the
Well-
flow regenerates, it's going to flow down to the Myconids.
So
Yeah.
so will gas.
Well, I mean, we could also report back to the Myconids what we just found out. I
We'll
mean,
say, out of game,
they may be.
me saying this. You guys are thinking about this too hard. It's a wall of brambles.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah. It's just let's just cut it the fucking down. We got swords. We got things.
I mean,
We
I'm
got
sitting here at the
Clave.
glaive. I was just waiting for somebody to ask.
All right, go at it.
Start
Alright.
gardening.
Cut it down.
Start landscaping. I feel like I've done this before. What did I landscape last time?
the mushroom bridge
Yeah.
across the.
As you start hacking into these vines, thorns start kind of lying all over the place, and they are like tiny little blades. Need an athletics check from Weller, and a dexterity save from everyone.
You said athletics?
Mm-hmm.
Dexterity save.
A deuce. Can I use my inspiration on that, or do I need to call it beforehand?
Nope, you
Well,
can
I'm-
use inspiration after.
I am going to use that from the.
What I'm gonna do is this, just because 11 is not high. So I'm gonna do D10.
Okay.
You guys are scared of some little thorns. Come
Mhm.
on.
So 18.
Okay. With that, it looks like just fungi. Fungi, you take 5 points of piercing damage, and a Constitution save at advantage. Everyone else takes 2 points of piercing damage. Just this explosion of brambles getting and thorns flying your direction. Everyone takes cover. A good thing you're resistant to this.
Is there anything different for me? Because I did athletics versus their dex.
Oh, I need a dex save from you too.
Okay. Should have kept my mouth shut. Taken.
Fungi, you do take 5 points of poison damage. That's it. With the 17, yeah, Weller, you'll take 2 points of damage as well. as he's hacking through it, and it doesn't take very long. I mean, they're just vines. They don't seem resistant to sharp weapons, just fire, it seems like. As juices start exploding out and just dripping down the sides of this cave, the ceiling expands beyond these vines. The water starts flowing a little bit better, but you can see the tangled mess continues further up in this cave. As this
Further
this
up as
Where to
in,
go?
like,
as this was not the source of the clog.
gotcha. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Well,
Let's keep going.
let's keep going.
All right. I
Um,
am.
we may want to step further back, and if Weller becomes too compromised by the debris, we'll pull him out. But
I mean, it's like, it's not clogged here anymore. It's just this, like, there was that one wall that was slowly growing downward, and you would see more growths along the walls and the ceiling, but it's not, this is not, you don't see the source of whatever the clog or the backup is of the water. It's flowing a little bit better, but not great.
So just for my mental image,
Mhm.
we're talking like basically stream, tunnel, growth from walls coming down, making a dam. We destroyed the dam,
You
but there's still
destroyed the
growth
dam.
from like the walls.
There's still
and
growth in the
ceiling,
walls and the ceiling, but that stuff isn't
and there's
what's
something
blocking the
Yeah,
stream.
there's something further up the stream.
Stream keeps going upwards. It looks like you're about to hit a plateau where it's trickling down from. You can
Okay,
even
so when
see
we're saying
a faint bit of light coming from up ahead.
gotcha. So when we're saying upwards, it's both like length, distance, but also elevation.
Yes, yes, it is
Gotcha.
still a steep
Okay.
climb, but not impassable. There's
Trying to get
little
that
brambles.
mental
Yeah, I
picture.
got you. There's still little bits of brambles here and there, kind of yellowish coloration. There's a yellowish green light coming from above where the water seems to be trickling down from. And the water even has a yellowish or a greenish blue tint to it along the ground here.
Can I investigate the water a little bit, see what's kind of giving it, if I might recognize what might be giving it off an odd color?
Can I help Fungi with that? I don't know what kind of thing
Sure.
I'm asking though.
Give me an investigation check. Or I guess it would be. We're trying to figure out what's giving it the off color. It'd be a nature check.
Oh, such a big difference.
Yeah. Yeah, with a nat freaking 20. Yeah. This is just the way it looks. It seems like you're familiar with the aqua orbs, which are a fungus that grows around water here in the Underdark. Oftentimes, the coloration from the orbs themselves that hold water turns this bluish green color. So there's probably a source of aqua orbs up ahead.
Mhm. Looking funky so far.
All right, let's make like a mushroom stock and get
Ooh.
the F out of here.
All right. Heading up, you would reach that plateau as the cave continues to go inward. You would see mushrooms in here, kind of like large trumpets, overgrown with vines, just kind of choking them, releasing these little bits of spores of also kind of greenish coloration that are illuminating the space. Other mushrooms ahead, more general large capped small zirkwoods dotting this cave in here, and it widens up to maybe about 15, 20 feet in some spaces. You do start to kind of hear this bubbling up ahead as well.
Fun guy, any chance that those spores look familiar to you, buddy? Are they just illumination, or
I'm not sure. Just take a closer look.
Okay.
There's those torch stalks or whatever.
Yeah, you're familiar with these. You've seen them before. These are similar to night lights. They're just a taller and wider version. Usually tube-shaped for night lights. These ones are a little bit wider than normal. Just giving off a little bit of light. And it seems like it's mostly directed towards the spores they're releasing. Many variations on the nightlight. This is one of them.
It's a healthy nightlight.
all right?
The
fair
water
enough.
flow's still pretty low.
It looks like it actually pools up here, and you can't see through the water. It's pretty murky, but it does seem like it's pooled up near the edge, but not greatly. There's a faint flow to it, and it's all along one side of the cave in here. You can even hear some running water behind the bubbles. Bubbling noises.
Okay.
Let's try to make our way towards the sound of running water, but I would just caution the group that if it's pooling up here, obviously critters and the whatnot like pools of water. So we should be on guard.
Absolutely. Being wary of the water, seeing vines just dangling overhead, some of them dipping into that water like the one you had seen before, others kind of clinging around the night lights, kind of warping, shaping them. As you kind of turn a corner, dim light ahead, you would see this. Well, plenty of aqua orbs start filling the space, growing to maybe 5-10 feet. Some of the orbs themselves are a foot or 2 feet in width, diameter. Plenty of them also like dipping into the water, just kind of lining what looks to be a little kind of lagoon, as you can actually see water dripping down past this giant growth of mass of looks like a combination of fungal rot and vines. There'd even be some like flowers in there, and it's this giant mound, almost like a dam has been built up. Just this mound, wet and sticky. You can see it glistening in the light given off from these spores. And this would be the source of what is... It looks like it's actually absorbing most of the water, as well as blocking it. And it's it kind of like a compost heap, but more greenish yellow and vine-like, and mushrooms just growing all over it of various kinds. You would even see a couple of bones within it.
Well, I think we found the problem. Where we are at, the vines, the growth are all around us, right? Would it be
Yeah,
easy
there's
enough
little
to
bits
be-
of vines everywhere. This one mound seems to kind of encompass some of these vines, but it also has other growths within it. Some floral
So-
patterns, some mushrooms, and even some of the aqua orbs just kind of sticking and growing out of it.
So maybe stupid. I don't. I could say I do it right here, or I did it as we were kind of walking up. I just want to get a sense of the sturdiness, the kind of like tensile strength of these vines. Can I just pull on like a section to see how much resistance there is? I'm
Yeah.
basically looking for like, could we climb them, or would they just kind of fall under our weight?
Give me a That'll be an investigation check.
I ain't too good at investigating, guys.
As you yank on one of the vines as you're approaching this
Oh man, I
clog.
saw that 27. Got real excited.
Yeah. With a 10, it's hard to say. It looks like it could hold your weight. But most of the vines are also growing over the water. That is kind of the pooled up water that's more stagnant, but there's still that little bit of flow to it before it gets to that big mass of gross, stinking growth. And it does smell in here of just that stale moisture. Even though you do hear running water and bubbles, and it looks like a healthy aqua orb garden, essentially.
How do we unclog this?
I'm certainly no expert. Maybe fungi can shed some light. Does that look naturally occurring?
Entirely sure. I don't know how many of these I've seen out in a lagoon like this. I feel like I want. I'm out of voice. I feel like I should get something to go closer into that and just start pulling at some of this stuff, at this extra crap that's all in the way.
You want to
Just
touch the rot and all that?
pay,
I don't
Running
mind
stuff?
it.
pay attention to the bones that are in it.
Yeah,
Those
but I'm thinking
probably
I
aren't
can get
naturally
something else that
occurring.
could. How deep is all this water and everything around here?
It's hard to say because it's so murky, and just the coloration is thick, almost like there's like pigments of ink in it, just from the aqua orbs. So it's hard to say how deep it actually goes. And this mound is resting in the water, blocking its passageway. The cave itself stretches around there to the area where the aqua orbs are growing.
Step back and just sort of, while everyone's looking to investigate, keep a close eye on the area to see if I notice any unusual movement or activity.
Okay. Give me a perception check. And what is everyone doing?
So, I'm just gonna go out and do it. So I'm going to. What's it called again? The feature where I can use one of my wild shapes to call familiar.
Okay.
I'm going to use that to call in an octopus.
Octopus.
Whoa.
Yeah, I think that's one of the options for find familiar.
It is.
Just double check that. Yeah.
Wow, outside the box.
Yeah.
I'm going to let the octopus get in there. I'm going to just feel that blockage. Just start pulling at things while we stand over here.
Why would you have an octopus in a box? That just seems cruel. Such a dusk joke. I'm not even proud of myself.
You're
now.
fired.
And more importantly, can we cook it when it's done?
And whatever grabs it else.
And the growth isn't too far away from this bend either, so you guys are like maybe 15 feet away.
Well, 15 feet's better than 5 feet.
Absolutely.
In the meantime, I'm going to let the octopus go, and I'm just going to kind of hold my staff and shield up.
Yeah.
Usually when I feel like this is usually means something bad's coming too.
As the octopus goes swimming into the water, Dusk, you would notice there are vines that are actively slowly moving around the walls in here. But the octopus moves towards this growth, and as it gets up next to it, about to kind of grab at it. It does. Its suckers kind of grab at part of the growth here, just kind of trying to yank at part of it. It swallows the octopus whole.
What specifically just swallowed the octopus whole?
The entire mound moves with such speed and force. A loud splash as the octopus is quickly and vastly consumed by this mound.
Oh, my poor Inky.
Well, that explains the bones.
Yep.
All right, so it looks like there's something terrible in there.
And those vines are moving over there. The question is there something in the mound that's terrible, or is the mound the thing that's terrible?
Maybe Casman should try talking to her again.
I ain't talking to that thing.
All right. Just
If it just ate the octopus, I ain't getting close to that.
I eat octopus, so you might want to step away.
Yeah, but you don't eat it in one bite.
I mean, depends on the size of the octopus.
Those blue ring ones are delicious.
This dam, this pile of, not pile, but this growth and fungus and just like detritus. It takes up a huge amount of space. It does very much look like a dam.
I'm gonna take my cue from Fun Guy, and I'm gonna unass my shield as well, and pull out my short sword, and kind of be on guard. Kind of start eyeing those vines a little bit more that Dusk was talking about.
All right.
Does it look like they're kind of moving to surround us, or is it just kind of like on the periphery?
As you start looking, you don't see any vines moving. In dusk, you would notice that they stop moving.
Well, what's the plan? We came all this way.
And we gotta take out whatever that is.
This is the only option.
Fire probably ain't doing shit to these creatures.
And again, you are only like maybe 10 or 15 feet away from this pile, and the vines are everywhere.
There's nowhere to back up into.
You can back
Or
up
unless one is
down the hall,
down.
or yeah, down where you came from. It does. The passage continues around this pile as well. Just the water doesn't flow that direction.
Right. So, what should we try?
Well,
Maybe anyone got force damage? Maybe if we can push it, I can try out on blast, or if someone else too has a force damage, we can probably destroy it that way. Maybe.
Well, my only concern to Dusk's point about the vines moving is if we start attacking this thing, are we just immediately constricted by the vines that we're surrounded by?
As you're discussing this, the vines that you're surrounded by, as you're watching them, almost like you know something going on here, obviously. The vines launch out from the wall, down and slams in between Casmus and Rincewind, just kind of right at your feet, as you're all ready for it, staring at them. It got a 9 to hit. I'm going to bring you guys to a map. We're going to roll initiative.
That seems like our options are limited now.
Come on. Oh, okay.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Yeah. That's a nice one.
We'll go to malicious. Classic. Everybody on there? Don't forget about Turvy.
Oh, right. Hold on. Sorry.
You good?
Turvy.
But it does look like Fungi's up first.
Yep. Could have way more than 9 out of 64. I don't know why my health is slow, but usually it pulls from my D&D Beyond one. No, I'm going to start with the Fungi special and step back. Just are the vines only where we literally see them on the map? Like if I try and give myself just a little extra space.
They're everywhere.
Not doing anything, so that anything against the wall is just no good.
You're unsure? There's vines. And then there's vines.
Funds. Well, we will just start with the Fungi special. So I will activate Symbiotic Entity
Alright.
and my Shillelagh.
So then we'll go with Turvy.
All right. Turvy's going to start kind of hopping around a little bit and be like, "Oi, what's this shit?" And then he's going to cast Blur.
As he gets all blurry.
And then he's going to kind of try to duck his way over under these mushrooms, maybe.
Okay.
And
As he runs away, the vine here will try to lash out at him as he moves out of its threatened space. Getting a 22, even at disadvantage,
ooh, that hits.
as Turvy takes 16 points of bludgeoning damage and is grappled.
Okay.
As he tries to run away, it pulls him back.
How many points?
16.
22. Oh, 16. Alrighty.
And that'll take us to Casmus, as Turvy's getting pulled back.
Yasmin's gonna cast False Life on himself.
Okay.
He gets 12 temporary hit points. That's
All
his.
right.
And let's see, we do have a bonus action I can do. Nope. That'll be it.
Okay. This dark energy surrounds Casmus, taking us to dusk.
Okay, and this is the dam.
Yeah, there's a bramble of vines kind of jammed up there in the corner. And they would be one single vine is arced out towards Turvy.
Hmm. All right. Go ahead and fires knocked out towards Turvy.
As it's quickly wrapping around his body, trying to choke him.
Okay. So if I get like right there, I could strike at the vine.
I will say it'll be a disadvantage because it's not its full body. It has a reach of 20 feet.
Okay. Yeah, I'm probably going to go back to what I originally was going to do and attack at the dam.
So the
Well,
dam is actually this down here.
Oh,
I should have made it more
and this
more
is
dammed
this
up.
is like the mass of the.
This is just the vines that you've seen all over.
Okay. Then I guess I'll attack. I'll go back here. I'll swipe out at the one that has Turvy.
Okay. Give me some attacks. It'll be again a disadvantage just because it's one small vine wrapping around him.
Getting a 21.
That will hit it. As you cut with Dawnbringer
Doing
for
9 points.
9 points of radiant damage. As it lights up, it's still kind of grappling and just kind of tries to tighten its grip on Turvy.
And then I'll follow around and take another swipe.
Okay.
Oh, that's probably going to be a miss. 13.
13 hits.
Okay. 14 points.
14 points of radiant damage. You, once again, kind of just cutting into it. It kind of wedges away and just kind of starts to tangle around Turvy's feet instead of his throat.
Okay. And then as a bonus action, I'm going to use Patient Defense and Disengage.
Okay.
I'm going to get towards the middle of the group in case I need to react.
Fair enough. That will take us to the vine. As you can see the dirt and stone in the wall crunching behind it as vines kind of just impale the stone wall. And suddenly, in between all of you, vines explode out in the center. I will need everyone to give me a strength save. Let's see if they did any changes to Entangle. It might be a dex save and a strength save to get out. That is strength save.
Strength save. Or
It's since wherever it's appearing, can I at least try and hit it with a halo of spores?
Dude,
It's not in your
D10.
area. It's casting a spell
Oh, okay.
from.
It doesn't count.
No, yeah.
15 for Cosmos because I do the another D10.
We'll go there. As Turvy's already restrained, now he's doubly restrained. And Fungi is also restrained. And I think Dusk, you'll have advantage because you disengage. Or no, you didn't. Did you do the key point disengage dodge?
no, I use the just the bonus action.
So I do need a strength save from you as well.
Okay, I got one. You don't see it?
I don't see it.
I got a 23. I rolled a 19. What is
No,
that?
that's a
Oh,
joint. As in show.
Yeah, it'll get there eventually.
I'm between Casmus and Rincewin. I don't know what's going on with this.
Interesting.
I'll start calling my rolls.
Yeah, that's good. So it seems like Turvy gets tangled up in these vines already, and he gets more tangled up. Fungi gets absolutely kind of just swallowed because, you know, you're small. As there's tangles of vines everywhere. That is difficult terrain now. As the mound quickly surges forward, you can use your Halo Spores.
Oh.
And tries to consume Fungi.
Well, he needs a con 16.
He got a 15 and a 14 to hit.
Neither of those would hit me.
They both hit you?
No, neither do.
Okay, gotcha. He got a 23 on its con save. He didn't have advantage on these things. He's rolled 3 nat 1s. But absolutely. As it goes and tries to shamble towards you, Fungi, it just kind of gets lost in the vines here, and you can kind of see the bones create like teeth as it's trying to swallow you and slam into you. And the stench just gets worse as it tries to kind of opens up its maw, which will take us to Rincewind.
Rincewind is going to go from staring at the vines in the back to hearing the huge thing trying to take a bite of Fungi and be like, oh shit. And he's going to cast Moonbeam right down on that thing.
All right.
Second level. Yeah, that stunk for damage. And it's a 15 con save. So.
Yes. Got a 17.
Oh, yuck.
It'll take 2 points of radiant damage.
Okay. And then, let's see. He is going to... he's going to step back this way. That's going to take 20 feet.
Yeah, everything in this
right
green
there.
circle is going to take double movement.
So he can just get out of the difficult terrain area.
Right.
And I guess he'll use a bonus action to hide.
Where's he hiding?
He's just gonna crouch down so that he's lower than Chasmus and Dusk, and I don't know.
I would say you got to get behind
Wiggle
something to hide.
Never mind. I'll end my turn.
I mean, you do still have movement, because that would just be...
I do, but I don't want to get too far away from my
Fair enough.
compadres.
That'll take us to Weller. In the brambles all around you, just vines choking up. What is Weller doing?
Weller is going to step out and move over here. I think that'll be 15.
All right.
Snap to it. Up, we go right there. And I am going to swing out at this thing.
Swing away. What are you swinging with?
That's what I was looking at. I don't know if it matters slashing or what is the maul bludgeoning.
Chasmus really
Let's-
wants to use Fireball.
I mean, it's gonna help us.
Just let them, you know. It's.
I know. I
I
just
just
keep
gotta
seeing you
calculate.
mention.
Because I don't want to hit any of you guys, and you move to.
I'll
I gotta
use
check
the
somewhere
maul.
else.
I'll
Using
use
the maul, trying to bring the hammer down.
trying to bring the hammer down.
A 15 just hits it.
Fantastic. For shits and gigs, let's do a menacing attack.
All right. It is immune to being toppled. We'll find out if it's immune to being frightened.
Does menacing topple it? Does it affect?
No, your
Okay.
maul top has a chance to topple. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. I was thinking because I did have trip attack, and I was like, wait, am I confusing the two?
No,
Okay,
you're good.
So yeah, menacing attack. Is that on my sheet? It is. So damage from the sheet.
And make sure you have your superiority die clicked, toggled on.
Superiority die. Ah, gotcha. Okay, I see it on the sheet now. Fantastic. let's do that. Damage.
You'll take 18 points of damage as you just bring the hammer down. And then it's got con
One
save.
superiority die, and we will do menacing.
Wisdom. We'll find out. It got a big old 10. As this thing is frightened. You see all the vines and the growth just kind of quiver as you hit it.
Didn't expect that to work, but you always got to try.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's go ahead and extra attack. Run it back.
Attack number 2.
Attack number 2.
20 will definitely hit this creature.
Oh, can you turn that back on, please?
I still had
It's okay.
superiority die check.
Thank you.
That doesn't
So
matter on
so
that one.
uncheck it.
Okay.
Sorry, I thought it was
Alright.
muted.
You're good.
And then go ahead and damage on that guy.
Oof. For 15 as you just pound into this, and it just kind of squelches as liquid and mushroom bits and other detritus squirm and squelch away. Anything else for Weller?
Well, while I'm here, before it consumes me, I might as well action surge. Run it back.
Absolutely, go for it.
Action surge have a little checkbox on my sheet, so I can check
It's
it
in
off.
your features and traits.
Under features and traits. Okay, yep. All right, so I will uncheck that. Let's go ahead and do it all over again.
Give us 2 more maul attacks.
Run the maul attack.
13's gonna be a miss.
Well, in that case, let's do menacing attack. So I'll use up the superiority die.
Okay, so go ahead and toggle that on.
Now precision, I don't have anything for, so just a D8.
Just roll a d8.
Okay.
As that will be a hit. So yeah, so if you can't, I thought you were saying you're gonna menacing attack it again. So yeah, don't. So
How did I say menacing? I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're
I
good.
meant precision, so that I could increase that.
So yeah, have this purity die toggled off.
Yep.
But yes, you do hit it with an 18 to hit.
Okay, so that is off again. What happens because it's frightened? It has disadvantage.
It has
on its
disadvantage
attacks?
on its attacks. Yes, it will
Okay.
take 13 points of damage.
And we'll do it one more time for the extra attack with the action surge.
Absolutely. 17 also hits
One more time there.
for 16 more damage. I don't know if you saw what I did with your maul because you can't roll less than 3. So I've turned the d6s into d4s and I just added extra damage.
Oh, okay.
So that's why it says 2d4 plus 10.
Gotcha.
Yeah, just tearing into this thing, hammering, smashing away all these bones, bits, vines, everything is just getting smashed to smithereens. And it's just shaking as you see the ripples and the splashing in the water behind it.
That was here. That was 15. So that was all my movement.
That would have been all your movement.
Okay. So that's it. That's all I can do.
At the start of Turvey's turn, he takes 23 points of poison damage.
Let's see. Turvey's down.
As Turvey's down, as the vines just start strangling him and squeezing his body as he goes limp. Taking us to Fungi. What's a fungi do?
I was gonna say, do I take any? Because I'm still restrained. Do I take any poison damage or anything? at the start?
You're restrained by the spell. He was restrained by the vine.
Oh, right. That's right. Okay.
Yeah, the circle is just the
Um,
entangle spell.
Gotcha. Okay. Mix that up. To get out, do I strength saving throw or
It is a
athletics check or-
strength or dexterity saving throw, and it requires your action to do so.
Well, let's give it a try.
All right.
Wow.
With a 7, you're trying to squirm your way out, and every time you squirm, the vines around you just grow tighter.
Okay, and well, then for my bonus action, I see Turvy pass out and yell over to him, "Hey, not time to go to sleep." And I'll give him a healing word.
All right. Turvy gets 12 points of healing.
Kirby says,
As-
in Australia.
Yeah. In Australian, yeah.
That does it for my turn.
All right. That will take us to Casmus.
Casmus gonna cast a fireball like right there so that it doesn't catch Weller
Absolutely.
and So let's see. How is that?
There's a little fancy special effect there. As that is one of the best fireballs I have ever seen. 36.
It's really good.
Well above half. This thing is going to make a dexterity save. Gets an 11 as it explodes around water, and several of these aqua orbs just kind of explode, splashing water around the area. This thing doesn't seem that affected by the damage dealt. Seems resistant to fire.
Plant resistant to fire. That's weird. Let's see.
Anything else
These
for
things are
Casmus?
very weird.
It's the Underdark. Things are backwards.
Yeah. Seems like it. Nope, that'll be it.
All right, that'll take us to Dusk, in the middle of this entanglement area. Not entangled yourself, but in there.
Which way to go? All right. Look over at Weller and say, "You got that one." And then move over here. 20. And strike at the vines.
All right, just trying to strike at the vines at the core from where the long vine is reaching out from. I make that green.
Getting a 24.
24 will absolutely hit this thing.
Doing 12 points of radiant.
Hey,
Not bad.
not bad at all.
Swing around again. Getting a 20.
20, yep, that definitely hits. It's just a
Four.
mass of vines kind of stuck to a
Ooh.
wall there.
17 points of radiant damage.
Jeez. Is that
That was
max?
max.
Yeah,
Yep.
it will take 17 points of radiant damage as it squirms around.
Use the momentum of my last swing around and follow through with a spinning kick.
Spin kick.
Gotta find it. Okay, found it.
At the bottom, probably.
Ooh,
Or it's
getting
alphabetical.
a 9.
9 is
Natural one.
Nine's
Definitely
gonna be a miss. As you try to spin around, you kind of slip on the wet surface here.
And then, hold on.
And then
Who am I kidding? Then go ahead and move back.
all right. Backing that up.
Backing it up as his usual MO. And that's it.
All right. That will take us to the vine. Here's an interesting thing. It has disadvantage from blur, but it has advantage from being restrained. So just straight roll against Turvy.
Oh, no, wait. I'm sorry. I've taken damage all those times. Blur's concentration. I should have been making.
Oh, he passed
concentration.
out, so he's
passed
he's
out.
not blurred
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah.
So
right.
yeah, so he's not blurred. That's easy enough.
Yeah.
It got a 21 to hit Turvy,
That's a hit.
as Turvy only takes 7 points of bludgeoning damage, and is pulled
Yeah.
closer towards it, kind of being dragged through the water and lifted up. Well, actually, no, he can't be dragged because he's restrained by the other thing. So it's just so he's just stuck there.
He's just pulled apart.
Yeah.
Split and
Pull the
twined.
card. Yeah.
Goodbye, Turvy.
Yeah, I can't heal that.
Nah, he's fine.
No.
He's
Not yet.
He's still up because of the healing word. So he has 5 hit points left. But he is no longer blurred. Which will take us to Big Mound Boy. Big scared Mound Boy.
Gonna immediately start with the Halo of Spores on him again.
Gotcha.
Con 16.
Got a 13.
Awesome, nice. It's like a symbiotic entity. I get to double on that. Wow.
We'll take 2 points of necrotic damage. At which point it's going to... It's scared of Weller.
Damn right.
Fungi's there, tangled up, ready to be eaten,
Was he also on the Moonbeam still, too?
which he'll take at the end of his turn if he's still there.
Okay. Oh, at the end of the turn.
It's gonna go for Fungi. So it'll just be a straight roll from this guy against Fungi. Trying to slam into you, Fungi. Getting a 19 and an 18 to hit.
Both hit.
As Fungi takes 21 points of bludgeoning damage
Well, there goes symbiotic entity.
as it consumes him.
Yet there goes Fungi.
As Fungi disappears into the space and is just swallowed whole. Fungi, you are blinded, restrained, and if you had to breathe, this stuff always happens to fungi.
I know, right?
If you had to breathe, you'd be suffocating.
Do you all hear how disappointed he said that? Like he wants the
I
rest
want
of us to suffocate.
I want some things to work, you know. But fungi, you are in there, pretty darn good. That'll take us to Rincewind. As Rincewind, you would see this mound just kind of pile up over fungi, swallowing him whole. It's no longer
Okay.
frightened now.
I am going to move the moonbeam back over the top of him,
Okay.
I guess. Sorry, fungi, but I'm trying to do it. So,
Wait, it is still frightened.
Not anymore. Until the end of your next turn. You're right, it is still
To the
frightened.
end of my next.
Yes, you are correct. It won't matter for it, but
Yeah, not that it's gonna matter.
yeah. Oh, so it would actually have to be down here. Because it couldn't move closer towards you.
so it has to make that con save again.
Is it a con save? Well, that's even better. I was rolling dex. You got a 17 on dex anyways.
Let's see. Oh, wait. Yeah.
You're right.
I don't know why.
So we'll
Maybe
take
do that later.
4. I'll say fungi give me a con save at advantage for this. To see if any bits of moonbeam shower through to get you. Fungi, you'll take half.
Is there? He passed the con save, right? So he takes half.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Take
Then
4.
I was gonna say what?
let's
Leopard.
see. I'm trying to find the info on this spell. Is it a bonus action to move it or an action?
I think it's an action to move it. I wish they'd put the full description in the description.
Yeah.
Or wait. Your space, creature moves.
Oh, you can take a magic action on later turns to move the cylinder up to 60.
So there you go. So it's an
So it's an
action.
action. Okay, damn it. Well, I am going to say sorry about that fungi, and that's my healing word to him. So
Okay.
I'm gonna cast.
Do you have to see him?
Oh, that's a good question too. You know what? I should be reading these spells.
Because I know they changed some things,
Wait.
like Bardic Inspiration. You don't have to see him anymore.
Creature of your choice that you can see. Yeah. So-
Okay.
Okay.
He wasn't
Let's
too
see,
hurt when you
then-
last saw him.
Yeah.
Okay. Still feel pretty shitty about that.
Seems
So
like-
I'm going
yeah.
to. I'm gonna use that healing word then on Turvy,
Okay.
and I'm gonna do that at a first level.
Okay.
I'm not used to playing with this character sheet. Sorry about that.
You're good.
And first, and cast, and 2, and 3.
Kirby gets 8 healing.
Sweet. Thanks, mate. And I am going to end my turn.
All right. Weller, as this thing is shambling away from you, consuming fungi, it looks like it's going towards Casmus next, as it wants nothing to do with you in this moment.
We'll get you out of there, fun guy. And I'll start swinging.
Start swanging. Big hammer swanging.
Let's go back. There's combat.
With more. 10 is going to be a miss. As you swing in, like, the other vines get in the way and you smash some of those.
Yeah, all right. Let's do a precision attack.
Okay. Just using them like candy.
Like
Yeah,
candy.
16's going to hit it.
All right. Go ahead.
For 17 points of damage. Weller. Yeah, as you thought you were hitting some of those vines, you just kind of curve that swing like baseball bat into the large body of this creature.
Swing away, Meryl. All right, let's go ahead and extra attack it. See what
Extra
it's going to be this time. 10.
10's gonna be a miss.
I'll let it get away on that one.
All right. Anything else for Weller?
No, because the only bonus action I got is second wind, and I don't need to use that right
All right. I'll take us to Turvy. As Turvy takes 21 points of poison damage. Still being restrained. As Turvy. He's got one turn so far this combat. Which will take us to Fungi.
Dusk, I thought you said you had that one.
Now he has 231. How do you
Nice.
Oh, he's back up.
Yeah.
And he's a fucking wall.
Yeah. Fungi. Blinded. Restrained. What you doing?
If I'm restrained, I wouldn't even be able to use any spells that require like hand move, like somatic movements, right?
I would say you can. It's just like, if it requires an attack, it's going to be a disadvantage. And if it
Well, like, I
requires
can't-
sight, then you can't cast it. But yeah, you can still move your hands a little bit.
So while I'm inside this thing,
You're like that person. Occasional seeing out.
what person?
The person in the picture.
I can't see the picture anymore. I'm blind.
Oh, you're blind. That's right. Like that picture.
There's a man in there.
All right. Could I, within where I am, conjure some animals from
If-
the inside of this guy?
If
Oh,
you
shit,
had
the
the
inside.
material component for it.
There's no material component for it.
They took away the material component for it now?
Components VS.
Nice. Oh, because conjure. I was thinking the summon one.
No, conjure.
You can't see any area, so I would say no.
Okay.
Yeah, I was confusing it with the summon.
If I want to try going for. Is this thing dealing any like extra damage to me while I'm inside? Like I'm not.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you for reminding me. I need a
No.
Constitution save at the start of your turn.
Wow. Fuck me.
Oh no!
Does it roll it? No, it doesn't actually roll it on there.
You were taking some fighter levels, right? You don't have second wind yet.
I have 1 fighter level. I do. I
You
can.
take
I might have to.
15 points of bludgeoning damage as it starts crunching you.
Just don't forget about your second wind ability.
Yeah.
Failed check, right?
I do want to use that for the. Well, I still can. Can I make an attack with? Can I make a attack?
Absolutely. It'll just be a disadvantage. Like you're not. It's just everything's tight and you're like wound up and it's dark and
It's sad on you, man.
yeah.
Yeah. All right. So we'll do Shillelagh.
Do a Shillelagh. A 15's gonna hit it.
All right.
It'll take 18 points of damage.
Oh wait a second.
Is that the longest we've been in combat?
No,
without
this is
fucking
right.
using
Don't do
Shillelagh?
that. Something's not right there. Why did it add it up like that?
1d10 plus 7.
Yeah, I can't get it.
And then 1d10
I don't know
plus
why.
7. So they're both 1d10s plus 7?
Yeah, it rolled that wrong. I'm gonna have to attack. I'm gonna roll it separately.
Oh,
I'm just gonna roll D10
one's
and add
one-handed, one's two-handed, is what it looks like.
So yeah, I don't know why it added it to.
So it'll just be a 10. Is that right?
I don't know. I'm just gonna roll a D10 and then just add 7 whenever it comes on.
Yeah, so that'll just be the first one. So it'll do 10 points of damage.
Yeah, or yeah. There.
Yeah, so we just take
So
the
you'll
first
go
one of the
for
two.
Okay. I don't know why it did that.
Yeah, it rolled the same thing twice. It was just one's bludgeoning and one's force. That's the difference there.
It should be so. It should just be force. Like I mean, I know I can choose between it. Sometimes that's. But okay, so it should just be the 10. And yeah, and then I'll follow it up with using a second wind.
All right.
At least that one's not too.
Yeah. 10 damage to yourself.
Yeah, I know. Well, they added into the bonus action thing. Fine.
Make a death save.
Make a death save.
I'm not that damaged yet.
Anything else for
That's it for my
Fungi?
turn.
All right, that'll take us to
It's like-
Chasmus.
It's like
I was
Pokemon.
gonna-
You hurt yourself in confusion.
Yeah.
Cast Sorceress Blast Acid
All right.
on it.
Oh,
yeah. And he's got Spell Sniper, so there's no disadvantage.
Nice.
So, Sorceress Blast.
As you burst acid, it just kind of splatters as you're trying to not get tangled up in this mess. It's going to be a miss.
Am I able to use that? No. Only ability check and fuck. And as a bonus action, going to use Misty Step
Okay.
to move away.
That will take us to dusk, unless Chasmus, you want to do any more movement.
Nope.
All right. Dusk. What you do?
Dusk will shout at Weller. To be clear, I said you have that one. Never said anything about me. scamper up to the vines.
So
and
split
take another
splashing.
swing.
It is difficult terrain in the water, but that doesn't really affect you that much.
Getting a total of a 19
19 hits.
for 12 points of radiant damage.
Carving into it. It looks like it's about to let Turvy go, as the vines are just kind of melting, wilting at the extreme sunlight that's carving into him.
Okay. And then just follow through. Getting a 29.
29
One away.
will hit.
Or
Yep,
10
plus-
points of radiant damage.
Plus 10 to hit, 14 points of radiant damage.
You're the one that let me have a magic sword.
Yeah, that's fair. As cutting into it, I'll say it'll release Turvy, as Turvy's just swallowed up by the vines themselves, as it looks like it's ready to lash out at you.
Okay. And then sort of then in that moment, one-handing Dawn, use my other hand to do a palm strike at it.
All right.
At the mass. Ugh. Getting a 10.
You haven't hit with one of your unarmed strikes.
No.
It just, I don't know, cat claws don't do well against plants, I guess. It's
No.
too squirmy.
I might get little prickles on my
Yeah.
pads. That would hurt. And then Dusk will grumble under his breath and move back here.
All right. As you move back, where's here?
Oh my
it.
gosh, can you see my pings?
No.
Okay, I'm moving. I'm right behind in a straight line from the vines. I am 10 feet behind Rincewind.
Okay. As you move away, then it will make an opportunity attack against you.
That will be a disadvantage.
It will be a disadvantage because you're speedy. It got a 17 to hit, though.
That is a miss.
As it misses. What is your AC now?
19.
Don't tell him. Don't tell him.
Jeez.
You're the one that made me remake the character.
No, it's just a high AC for a monk. That's all. Anything else for Dusk?
That will be it.
All right. That will take us to the vine. As the vine, can it move? Yeah, it can move 5 feet. It's pissed off at you, Dusk. It moves 5 feet just so it's within range of you. And tries to lash out at you. Not at disadvantage. Getting an 18 to hit.
Bat it away.
As it's slowly, the mass body is slowly squirming. The vine lashes out. You just bat it away. That's going to take us to the big boy mound. Big boy mound moves over to Weller.
Hey, buddy.
Weller, it's going to try to slam into you.
Yep.
Getting a 10 with its first attack. And a 12 with its second attack.
Those are both going to be missed.
It's-
And I will expend my last purity die for repost.
Okay.
That.
Eh? 17 is going to hit. Make sure you have your superior die click
Superiority die
checked
check.
on. Yes. We're getting the hang of these sheets. For 17 points of damage. As it tries to swallow into you, just kind of bat it away. As it gets kind of splashes into the water, trying to move away from that moonbeam. Fun guy, it's just like you're in a tumbler, like a rock tumbler kind of thing. You're just being jostled around. You're going on a ride.
And because that was
Sure,
a
fixes it.
reaction.
Still got to hit it with a hail of spores in this turn again too.
Oh, yeah. And what were you going to say, Weller?
I already know the answer. That's not an extra attack. 'Cause that
No,
was a
no,
reaction.
yeah,
It's
no.
not on my turn.
Correctamundo. Con save. Got a 20. We'll take half of your...
It doesn't take anything.
Oh,
Yeah, you're out of range of the moonbeam. I accidentally thumbed my mouse. Sorry about that.
no, you're good. It's your turn now.
I am going, or Rinceman's going to, just, he's going to saunter up to the vines, I guess, and he'll, swing at it with True Strike.
Okay.
As his short sword tends to hum him just a little bit, and
Bless you.
where are you? Oh, no wonder.
So True Strike might be weird. It might not have the damage on there. I'm not sure. Because it's supposed to do the weapon damage. A 25 will definitely hit it, though.
Okay. And then...
All
So
right.
I think I have to do...
And then roll your short sword damage.
Okay.
At level 5, it gets where it just adds on damage from your regular weapon.
Right.
And because you're in the situation where your dex is the same as your wisdom, it evens out, so it's the same damage. So it'll do that 5 damage plus your regular short sword damage. Yeah, carving into this thing for 12 points as you just kind of... It's just this mass stretching out towards dusk. And as it's kind of stretching out, you just kind of carve into it as it slowly just kind of wraps up and falls limp into the water. And even the vines themselves slough off of the wall there and fall into the water.
And then I'm going to turn to Turvey one more time. I'm going to come on, buddy, up and at him. And
All right.
I guess cast Healing Word again.
Healing Word on the turf.
Actually,
As the
I
vines
have
would actually disappear.
Oh, okay. If I still have movement, I'd just move over to him and cast Cure Wounds then.
But you use your action to cast True Strike.
Oh, right. Never mind. I'll still just use Healing Word.
You can still move up to him.
Yes.
For funsies, as the vines dissipate and his body starts falling to the ground, you kind of cast Healing Word on him and kind of catch him up for 7. Anything else for Rincewind?
No, that'll be the end of my turn there.
Weller, what are you doing?
You know what it is. We're taking the maul attack.
Tell me about
Got
it.
nothing to help, so we're just gonna cross our fingers.
22 is going to hit.
Fantastic.
At least this thing doesn't do damage like a smothering rug. For 15 points of damage as you kind of slam into it. Go ahead and tell me, what does it look like as you end this creature with fungi inside?
I just hammer the shit out of it, try to kind of knock off pieces, trying to find our little
Like
mushroom
scraping it
friend.
away as you're hammering
Yeah.
down. Slowly
Trying to find our little mushroom
revealing
friend in there.
that mushroom cap of fungi.
I'll just kind of like reach in and pull him out. Be like, I told you I had you, buddy.
And with all of the foes slain and these bubbling pools, you can see the water immediately starts to kind of not rush up, but you can see it starting to fill up and flow a little bit better.
Weller would turn over, like look over his shoulder and be like, Dusk, Dusk. Not seeing Dusk anywhere around.
Right.
Yes.
Oh, this one's gone.
It's about time.
Mm.
So, is there any trace of these spores or the globes that are all over the place now?
Yeah, they're still abundant. A bunch of them exploded with the fireball, but It seems like the vines were mostly stemming from this, at least the ones that were covering the water to a point where it wouldn't be able to flow. I mean, it seems like it's starting to fill up in here a little bit more.
These orbs were good. We used them before, right?
They are. They are a good source of fresh water. And you can even eat them.
So perhaps we get our fill while we're here, and then can you put them in the bag? Is that how we did it before?
Yeah, back time.
I would say there's about 8 that look ripe enough to pull and save for later easily.
Okay. And can I like poke around at the debris of this thing that I beat the shit out of?
Sure.
See if it held on to anything interesting other than fungi?
Absolutely. What I want you to do is to roll me a D100. Roll me a D12, please.
Oh,
You find within it, next to some of the bones wrapped up in cloth, a bunch of shards of glass, but you would also find a full bottle with what looks to be some bluish liquid. It's warm to the touch.
I was just thinking, if I have another water elemental, that this one's trapped in a bottle, I just have my own army. Can I figure out what's in the bottle?
It'll be an Arcana check.
Can I hold it up to the guys and say, does anybody recognize this? See if anybody's more proficient that would be willing to help.
I'll give it a go.
Give it a
I'll
sniff.
hold it up to the light. Yeah.
Yeah, give me an Arcana check. As you're kind of eyeing it over. Weller, it's not a potion that you're very familiar with, but Rincewind, especially in the plane of limbo, where the elements are rampant, this is a potion of cold resistance. Grant you cold resistance for an hour.
Hold on to that. You never know when one of those water elementals will go ham on you.
Sounds good. Shards of glass. Can I investigate those any further? Are they just glass?
It's
Do they have
other
like
smashed
protein?
bottles. That's it.
Oh, okay.
This is the one that survived being
Gotcha.
crushed by the weight of this creature.
Can I examine the creature itself? Can I figure if this thing is just a creature in itself that found its way here, or is this something that formed out of something
Yeah.
else potentially wrong with the area?
Give me a nature check. With a 20. So these things aren't uncommon anywhere where plants are. It's what's known as a shambling mound. The size of this creature would be able to deduce that the freshness, or rather mineral content of the water and the soil around, and this thing has been eating for a good bit on whatever it can find, has caused it to grow much bigger than a normal shambling mound.
Would I
But
have any reason to worry another one could be coming up imminently?
yeah, they're not pack hunters or anything. They're very solitary creatures usually. Like, they eat anything, and it wouldn't be unheard of for them to eat each other unless they're under like the control of something. But this thing seems like it was just it's a good place for it to grow up.
Okay. Can uh I was gonna sweep the moonbeam around just to see if anything was gonna react, and then suggest we maybe
I mean,
take a little bit of a
everything would
rest.
kind of shrink away a little bit in here in reaction to the moonbeam, as everything in here is meant to not grow in the light of the moon or sun. Any radiant energy is going to cause it to everything to shrivel up a little bit, like, unless it's in the water.
Okay, never mind then. I'll just let that concentration drop.
No, I mean it'll kind of help with like the flow of things.
Okay. I mean, if it'll help break up yeah, no, I'll wait. But we should probably start to see if we can break loose anymore, get the water flowing better. Is that possible?
It seems like like honestly just getting rid of this creature helped break the flow, and it's not where it was in that moment where it was absorbing so much water. And even as Weller's pushing, scraping around in there, it is moist. It is the wettest mass of plant matter that you've ever encountered, like a sponge. And that might also be why it's so big. Like it just soaked it up and grew like a sponge.
I'm surprised you haven't used your word.
We'll get there. Don't you worry.
Well, should we return to the Myconids?
And you can already see that the water in here is filling up and start like it given time, and you can see that there's little areas of water spouting up from the southeast here, or spouting down. But given time, it'll probably fill this whole chamber.
Yeah, we should go down and let them know that we cleared up their drainage blockage.
I don't feel like being stuck in another chamber filling with water. We've been there and done that.
Let's go before it fills up.
All right. As you all head back down the way you came, back to the Myconid village, whatever you want to call it, through the cave, easy enough travel, a little slippery because as you're going down, that trickle of water that you were climbing up against is now a steadier stream. It's not quite as rampant as the other streams you had seen, but it's definitely slowly building up. It's not like, opening the levee to the dam. It's more, it takes time to build up.
Turning on a faucet.
Yeah. But as you guys are heading back the grove, we'll take our little 5-10 minute break there. So stick around, folks, as they have unclogged this drain. And we'll be back here in a few.
We have been both landscapers and plumbers so far this session.
Absolutely.
Nice.
We'll see you in a minute. Alright, folks, we are back in it. And last we left off, after unclogging a tangle of, well, a giant shambling mound that was absorbing the water of one of these streams into Neverlight Grove, with the water flowing a little bit better now, headed back down, seeing the same plumes of mushrooms growing everywhere around you. And you would even see Rumpadump and Cappy are hanging out at the edge of the wilds, Next to the circle of hunters. With Lubamub. Looks like he's having some sort of conversation with them.
Guess we should go to Lubamub, tell him we cleared up his problem.
Seems like he'd be the one to talk to.
I can.
Feel free.
Yeah, by all means.
All right, so I guess we're going to
Approaching
the group.
Lubamub and both Cappy and Rumpadump. Everyone's got such a weird name. You would actually see Basidia start heading that way from across this pond. But Lubamub will kind of release the spores. You see the water is returning.
We cleared the knot that was inside there, up there.
This should do nicely. Perhaps we can redirect the flow later, if need be.
And you still need help with that big creature and the
Possibly. I am uncertain what the other circles want. Things being dissected in the way they are makes things difficult to know.
Are we still connected mentally?
To Lubamub?
No.
Oh, to
No, to
Rinsman.
me,
no each other.
Rinsman.
He's rolled 4 hours.
It
right?
was 4 hours.
Gotcha.
So we should-
So, yeah, you would be.
Okay, send to the others. It seems some forces very carefully divided the hierarchy here.
I'm
Yes.
sorry, I have an out of office message. Did
Well,
we,
yeah.
Did we ask about Lubinmub when we were talking to Basidia? I know Basidia was kind of giving us the lowdown of who we could trust, and I know Rasharu was one.
Basidia said he trusted Lubamub.
Yeah. They seemed, I mean, yeah, of all the other ones.
Yeah, my only
Didn't you
concern
say was also walking towards us?
Yes.
He is slowly, he's not the quickest, but he is slowly walking his way towards you guys.
I was just concerned about the whole worm-like creature because the plan was to reanimate it and use it for defense. So I don't want to fight that thing for this guy and then have to fight it again later. But if he's
Right.
on the up and up, then I'm good.
It just seems to be what they would do.
Yeah.
I don't think it's malicious. It's just part of their nature.
Maybe not for him, but yeah, to your point, there's something more nefarious going on here.
And it seems to be circling around this celebration.
Indeed.
This Basidia walks over and approaches at this point, nodding to you all, releasing his own spores to connect you all mentally in this weird state. It's not even mentally, it's just this weird connection of you're tripping balls, and you can hear each other's.
You're
Hell
tripping
yeah,
basically.
man.
Yeah. But it's not hearing thoughts exactly, it's more.
Seeing colors.
Yeah.
tasting colors.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not that old, so I'm not tripping over them yet. Okay.
I see you have helped Lubamub with his hunting. Thank you. Would you require a reward for such a deed? Much of your soft-skinned people often like rewards.
It depends what you could offer.
Oh, a token of appreciation. I have already given you a token of friendship. Kind of, you remember, he did give you a scroll previously. Fungi took it. But yes, let me see. And out of there's like a hole in his side, pulls out a large gourd, kind of cracks it open. And it would reveal 5 vials of very faintly glowing red liquid. You may have these, I suppose. In thanks. And kind of holds it out, the gourd.
Who wants to take it?
You're the one talking to him.
Me? Okay.
Well,
That's
there,
what's gonna take the
Why?
board.
there is enough for
Oh.
each of you to take one.
Yes.
Well,
We'll
most of
distribute
you.
them later.
Is this the red liquid we're accustomed to?
This seems a little bit hardier. These are potions of greater healing.
Oh, nice. That would be wise for each of us to take one.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, you'll give them out later. What can you tell us more about that? What's the name? Festivities are supposed to.
I am unaware. I have told you everything I know, along with my concerns.
You're one of these suffering, and you still don't know anything about it. Isn't that really concerning to you?
Yes, as I explained earlier, this fractioning of our people, of these multiple circles, has put a strain on much.
And you wouldn't gather the few that are loyal to you and go to stop that ritual? If it's really arming you, we could help you with that.
I fear for safety. Safety would be the top concern, the growth of the community. I would not want to continue growing alongside these others.
Yes, but if they're not taken care of, you're gonna have to.
Unless your plan is to leave. I mean, you kind of have 2 options. You either stay and we can help you stop what's going on, or you and the like-minded ones of you, like Rasharu alluded to earlier,
Yes.
are making plans to leave.
Rasharu has spotted a few nearby locales that could be used if we were forced to leave. I do not share these thoughts with the others. Only Rasharu and Lubamub know of this.
So can we help you with either one of those?
Yes. I am curious as to what is happening up on the terrace and this garden. I have not been permitted to see it. There are creatures guarding it.
Surely you are familiar enough with this terrain
Yes.
to know if there is a way past those creatures, one that perhaps we could take to get more information for you.
I haven't looked into it. I guard the main path. I suppose you could climb around. The terrain can be treacherous. For your kind. I myself am not a great climber either.
Could maybe sneak past those creatures.
Rosharu's got to be pretty good at climbing. He might be able to assist us, right? He's the head of the Circle of Explorers.
He explores where he can walk. He knows around.
Is there any way that we can set up some type of distraction? Could you assist us in that way?
I think everyone is distracted enough. And as he kind of like gestures out across this pool, everyone's kind of doing their own thing as you look at all these other myconids. Some of them do seem to be slightly swaying. The up on the terrace with the builders seem to be trying to like mold some of the mushrooms into like pyramid-like structure, which doesn't make sense using large mushrooms to do this. It's weird structures made of growing mushrooms. And the others, everyone just seems to be, again, kind of already distracted.
But not the two guards guarding the garden, which is who we would need to be distracted to go
Oh.
home.
I would fear any distraction would end in the demise of any of our kind. We are not warriors. Typically, taking something such as those creatures act as guards and defenses. Never offense, though.
I
Well,
know.
it seems
this
like
is-
we will need to do some climbing.
I know this is going to be a stupid question. There's no one of you that we could talk to that would just grant us permission to go to the garden, is there?
If you wanted to take up the other sovereigns' offer, which I would recommend against, because then he would be with you, or they would be with you. Philo has a tendency, lately, seeming irrational. I did tell you about the drow that he brought up there.
Mhm. Yeah, I think we may have met the drow before. I have a feeling it's the same woman.
There are others, even myconids, our own kind, who have gone up with them, and not returned. Even
Well, it's gonna cast
Yestabrod was supposed to be coming back, going towards, well, yes. I can kind of sense like a stutter in their speech.
Weller's going to cast a glance at Casmus with his drow comment. Are you saying that we all look alike?
No, there was another drow that look more like a mushroom than a drow that we met when you were in the amulet.
With a mustache like that? Come on, bro.
Don't all drow have the mustaches?
No, not like mine.
Just the females, then, correct?
They wish.
You're not female? Y'all confuse me.
You're mixing up with the dwarves.
All right.
Yes,
Let's,
Brod, we haven't met yet. That name's just
No, that's the first time you've heard.
Right. So
I mean, it seems pretty clear what the next course of action is. It's just a matter of how we go about it.
like I said, I might be able to, if it's dim enough, might be able to sneak past the guards, see what's inside.
Well, we also have somewhere around here we had Cappy. He's been pretty good about hovering up into places and checking things out, reporting.
Yeah, but he can't go invisible, can he?
I'm just right here.
No shit.
I didn't mean to startle you.
And that's why I've been saying the whole time,
Yeah, no, I get it now.
right?
The guy just kind of sneaks up on you.
Oh. Well, I
You
don't.
can't go invisible, Cappy, can you?
No. I don't make footfalls. Sorry. But I can actually go invisible.
Oh,
But just myself. Or one other. If you want to utilize me. I'm okay with that.
3 of us can go out then, past the guards.
you really got to put a bell around that guy.
Right?
Might I suggest, if y'all are not opposed, that we take a short rest as we formulate our next steps?
I'm not opposed to that.
Absolutely. You guys can do that right here, right now.
Boom! Just like that. Got my candy back.
I would warn, most of the things we animate back from death and infect with spores don't see like normal.
Meaning they can
Why did
see in the dark or they can see invisible.
They feel vibrations in the air, disturbances around them. Sneaking past them, even if unseen, would be difficult.
So you're saying
Yeah.
basically best course of action is just go knock on the front door of these guys and
Kill them.
Or going
Those are
around. If you can find a way around. Climbing. That was it. I'm sorry.
so back to the plan of having Cappy possibly scout a way around.
I will leave you to it. Again, I would recommend not lingering here too long. And I thank you for the trouble you've already gone through. if you need me. I'll be around. And he'll walk away. Basidia. He'll actually just go walk over towards Lubimub.
All right. So what do you think? Cappy tries to scout out an area that we can climb.
You already saw a place you can climb.
I thought we did.
Over
Mhm.
by Reshiru.
Mhm.
Or where he was.
Let's go in.
They were.
Let's go and climb.
Is that what you guys are doing?
Yeah.
Alright. Heading back over past the circle of explorers, which there's no one there. Rashiru is wandering around at the edges of the place here. You would see that cliff that goes up about 30 or so feet. And you are here kind of shielded lightly from the view of those two lobster creatures by a kind of small walled fence of mushrooms and zirkwoods and other growths, moss tangling down. Are you taking Cappy and Rumpadump with you?
Probably not.
No, I think it's
Right.
better if they stay with Rusher.
What do you think? Should we keep Cappy with us?
Well, I mean, we've used Cappy before to carry rope.
Right. We have
carry.
vines to climb right now, though.
We got a 50-foot rope.
Okay.
I mean, if we have vines to climb, and we don't need them.
Shall we climb?
I mean, how's it looking? I mean, can we tell if it's
It looks moist,
moist?
Oh yeah.
spongy. Yeah, there's some like moss and stuff and a little bit of vines and also bits of rock, and there's some shelves along the way with mushrooms growing on them. Some of the shelves are the fungus as well. That ripple bark.
Dusk, you're pretty agile. Maybe we give you a rope and you can find somewhere to secure it. We're able to scamper up here.
And
Sure.
you can kind of notice those two Chul creatures not too terribly far away on the other side of this like wall of growth.
Keep an eye on those creatures. We don't know how they perceive things. Dusk will hold out his paw.
Let's just give him the rope.
All right.
All right. He will scamper up slowly, but carefully. And when he gets to the top, he's not just going to jump up, he's going to poke his head up.
Is he scampering sneakily?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Okay. Give me a stealth check.
I always stink at these, and you would think.
Oh no, you got it. You're fine.
You would think
That is good.
cat would be good. 19.
Cat's good. As you deftly scamper up top. The plateau rises higher than any of the other terraces around, screened by natural fence of soaring zirkwood stalks. You can hear muffled murmuring from atop this plateau. And you can see this beyond this, almost like a bridge-like area that just goes up into darkness, this haze of spores above. You can't really see what the bridge is going over. But thick moss growing here. Looks like several plant-like things are growing, and very colorful sight ahead of you, but all dim and dark. The occasional light buffering out from these weird bulbous growths that are not too dissimilar to those water orb looking trees with just these vibrant hues of pink, purple, and blues.
Okay. Try to find a piece of rock or something jutting out where I could secure the rope.
Absolutely. Give me a perception check.
Oh, a 10.
All right. Yeah, you find some rocks around to tie the rope off.
Okay. Carefully tie it off and drop the rope.
All right.
Then step back slightly from where they would climb up. And if there's anything, hide.
All right. It seems quiet. Almost it's like those liminal spaces where like there should be activity up there, but it's quiet. You don't notice anything around. It's
So slightly creepy.
yeah. 100%.
Very unsettling.
Keep an eye out. Trust the guys to be able to climb up, and keep an eye out on the space. That's it.
All right. Closer to that.
Seek
Hey,
it.
Only got so many choices of colors I can do here. Do that one. But yeah, rope is lowered to you guys.
Who's first?
Being that I'm pretty clanky, I'll go last.
All right, guess I'll go first.
When he says clanky, Rincewind, you suddenly remember that cloak.
Did we get the cloak? Yeah, I couldn't remember. If we
You
took
weren't
that.
there when they
Yeah.
actually got another one.
Put it in the bag. Yeah.
Whoa! You
Put
guys
it
got
in the
another
bag.
one?
No, we only have the one.
Well, you didn't.
But you had an opportunity for another one
yeah. So
because we didn't take it the first time.
you didn't take it from them, but they found one that was nailed up against the wall. One of these
Right.
things.
It
Oh.
tried to eat us.
It did. It did try to eat us.
It did.
Sort of.
I'm less
So-
excited about the cloak now.
Plus, it's just cool looking.
It
And
is.
I will say, you guys did take a short rest. You could have given this to him at any time in the last like 4 or 5 days.
Okay. It's gonna look fabulous with that mustache.
It will.
Yeah.
Wait, will the mustache cancel the effects?
Yes.
If anything, it enhances it.
Man. All right. I'm down for him taking that so that we don't get murdered.
So no longer disadvantage on stealth checks for Rincewind. Or for Rincewind. For Weller. I haven't done it in a long time. I had to do
You
it
haven't
one
done
time.
it in a long
It's
time.
been so long. It's
You
because
can
it's because
appreciate
Rincewind was the one who had it, I think.
Yeah. Well, yeah. We were looking for it, but I was the one that saw it up on the wall, I think.
Okay.
Mhm.
Either way.
Yeah.
Weller's got it. So who's climbing up first?
Guess Casper's gonna come up first.
All right.
As everybody approaches the rope, I
Yes.
want to give them a little prayer and say, "Good luck. May Zerthamon go with you." Slap them on the ass and help them up the rope.
What are you giving
Just-
them? What are you giving them guidance on?
Athletics.
Okay.
I forgot you have to call it now.
Yep. But the good news is you get it for a minute, so if you make multiple checks on that same roll.
All right, so athletics to go up.
Here's the thing. I actually don't need an athletics check. What I do need is a stealth check.
I didn't get a slap.
Just to
I
be
had to give
sure.
him the stealth guidance slaps.
He's already up there.
Just to be sure, I'll
Everybody
use
else.
Dark Lens on lock with a D10. Just to be sure.
Okay. How many of those you get?
4.
Nice.
I regained them in a short rest.
Nice.
What?
That's dope. Your warlock's got great.
He's our new tank.
You regain them when you finish a long rest.
It gave that back to me in a short rest.
Huh.
One.
Well, take one away over again. Because it does
Yeah.
say only a long rest.
Okay, but then the description tells me you're a short rest, long rest.
Oh, in the description it does say
Yeah.
that?
Well, when I click on the modifiers, it says that and
Hmm.
long rest. Okay, so I
We'll mess with it later.
So,
So, yeah. But Casmus definitely climbs up the rope. It's honestly kind of easy because there are a lot of shelves to climb up. Nothing's alerted to your presence. Nothing that you've noticed, at least.
Oh man, I gotta say
Just to keep you on edge.
that.
Who's going up next?
I'll take the next climb.
All right.
Fun guys go. Stealth check.
Give me a stealth check. Yeah. Super sneaky mushroom man. Blending in with the mushrooms around. Although red, but I don't know, maybe your cap changes colors.
Oh, I love that.
Who's next? No, this is over the course of like several minutes as you're sneaking up one by one, climbing
It's
up
just
this
you and me,
rope.
Weller. You want to go next?
And Turvy.
And Turvy. Turvy will go.
Okay.
Giddy up, Turvy. Let's see. Stealth.
Nat freaking 20.
Ooh.
Woohoo!
Turvy climbing up. Super quiet. Almost. Actually, he has advantage on stealth checks here because it is rocky terrain. So I'll forget that because he is a deep gnome. They have advantage on stealth on rocky terrain. So Turvy makes his way up, leaving Weller and Rincewind at the bottom.
All right, you
Rochambeau.
want me to go ahead?
You want Rochambeau?
Sure.
You know what that is?
Kick
Okay.
him in the nuts.
Kick him in the nuts. I'll go first.
Okay.
Alright, go ahead.
No, I'll climb up.
Okay.
I will say a little prayer for myself before I do, and
Okay.
this time I'm gonna. You know what? No, I'm not. 'cause
As you say it
what
to
is that
yourself, you feel that rumbling in your pocket where that necklace. So you're not wearing it, right?
No.
You would feel a low rumbling in
have
your pocket as it reverberates with your guidance.
Hey. Kind of pat in my pocket. Calm down there. I'll get to you in a minute. Necklace in my pocket. Wink.
Is that a necklace in your pocket, or are you just trying to climb a rope?
Right. And
Give me that big old stealth. The 14. You arrive at the top of this cliff side, seeing the plateau raise up to this bridge-like area ahead. Wide, super large area up here. But it is this kind of like guarded by several Zerkwoods looking down. You don't have a good view of the area below because of them. Last but not least,
Let's do it.
Weller.
Let's do it.
Taking the first roll because no more disadvantage. I'll fix that on your sheet later.
Yeah, it's fine.
With a 14, you all climb up to the space, seeing this, again, this plateau ahead of you. Bright colors, but dark. And everything seems to kind of sway. Even the moss, like there's a wind blowing at it. There's no wind.
Retrieve the rope
All right.
and hand it back.
Thank you.
And you can all hear this muffled murmuring from atop the plateau, up just up ahead, like maybe 60 or so feet. You can see this kind of ridge. What do you do? How do you approach? Do you approach?
Are we traveling along the same direction as the ridge, or we're approaching the ridge like perpendicularly?
So the path that comes up kind of would eventually meet nearby where you guys are. Kind of flat up here, and then it starts raising up to a plateaued bridge kind of thing, like where there's like a shelf up there on this like bridge-like platform, and you can't really see over the edges of it, so it's kind of like a land bridge that goes up.
Okay. Does it appear as though that's the only path that can get us to where we're...
You would assume that the garden is up there on that plateau.
Okay.
So it's kind of like, draw a little shitty picture here. You got the pathway that the Chols are at there. It'll come like over here. You guys are climbing up over here. Here's that first plateau. But then it seems like it kind of goes up. Land bridge.
Oh. That's not a shitty picture at all.
It looks like it looks so much better in my imagination of what this
No,
is.
that
But
I'm
yeah,
picking up what you...
and there's
Yeah,
you know
that's-
there's like mushrooms dotting in the area all around, and the land bridge is probably a little wider than that, so it's probably more like that. But you're not sure what's down along the sides. Let me
Looks
get
more
rid of
like a
this.
Cat and a UFO.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I definitely see the cat, and then like the wide UFO base thing.
Yeah.
I got fungi on fire.
Oh yeah,
no.
yeah, absolutely. But yeah, you guys are arriving over there. Probably more like over here. So,
Well, shall we sneak up the bridge and see if we can discover the source of the murmuring?
Let's do it.
Let's go.
Snicky.
all right.
And if it's murmuring, it's probably not from a myconid. Just keep that in mind.
Ah, fair point.
I want everyone to give me a stealth check. As the situation has changed, you've gone from sneaking on a rope to sneaking on not a rope.
But just because we're being
Yeah.
extra big deal, I'm just gonna give us all the possible trace now.
I have a 25.
I will say if you do it after I ask for the roll, it's going to be too late.
Try. Okay.
For some reason, it's not rolling the d6 for the side bolstered knack.
Is it an effect that you add to it, or is it as a...
If I fail a check, I can add
Mhm.
the side dice.
Oh, it's one of those things. So just roll a d6.
Okay. I mean,
Yes, 7 is a fail. All right.
that didn't help.
As you're all
Crafty.
sneaking up,
8.
I was gonna ask because my second win now is similar to that,
you can do that too.
but it says if I fail.
Uh-huh.
So will I know,
You will know.
or so you'll tell me,
I will tell you.
and you haven't told
Rincewind failed.
me? Okay. That answers that question.
I was literally just thinking about that song earlier today. But as you approach, this low muttering grows louder and louder as you reach the top, turning into a symphony of moans, cries, hisses. Only light comes from a few glowing mushrooms along the edge here. Even in the gloom, you can't miss the source of the sounds. The heads of creatures of dozen humanoid underdark races peeking up from the ground, lowly moaning, groaning, crying. Mold and fungi growing all around them. One voice calls out loudly in Undercommon. You can see a female drow fighting to speak, glancing over towards your troop, not fully buried in this mold and fungus herself, but seemingly half laying down, half in shambles. See the reflection of her eyes kind of in the light around. Please, for your gods of light, kill me. She manages to stir within her living grave, raising a spider medallion half embedded into the bloated growth that was once her hand. Half of her face, rotten, pustulate. A bed for the sprouting of scores of tiny mushrooms. The Great Cedar! Trap! She's here! The Lady of Decay! Zuktmoy! And she just kind of starts groaning. This as it just gets more raspy and groaning until it just stops. And she looks out at you all blankly, still holding out this spider medallion. All around you, this occasional groans, moans, and squelching noises from just these light motion of everything around you. There's bones up here as well. Bones of large creatures, small creatures. But everywhere you look, there's just faces embedded into the ground.
How far away is this woman from us?
Say you wouldn't see her until you're about 15, 20 feet away from her. Because everything is just this mash of darkened area.
Okay.
Is there anything else
need-
moving? Oh, sorry.
Give me a perception check.
And she recognized us. I mean, she spoke to us. This wasn't just like a plea on repeat or anything.
No. Yeah, she maybe not recognized you, but
cognizant.
recognized that you were people.
Yeah.
And we heard Lady of Decay, and was it
Yeah.
I heard
Zukmai?
trap.
And we can
Yep.
I do anything to maybe if I know anything about that,
Be a religion check.
right? Religion.
The 15, you might have heard the name, but you can't remember where from.
Well, there's just one of your drow gods.
I'm not familiar with any Lady of Decay. It seems like it might be more related to you, my friend.
I've heard it before. I've heard the names of Moy before, but I'm not sure where from.
Can I approach the woman?
Absolutely.
Can you tell me what happened here? What happened to you?
It's a trap. It's a trap. We're invited.
What were you doing here?
Scouting. Retrieving.
Retrieving whom?
Escaped. Captives. She doesn't make eye contact with you. She's just staring off, as if her part of her body is still able to muster a response, but other parts of her body just stuck there, paralyzed, or as you can almost see the bloating of the growth on the side of her face, breathing its own breath. Occasional spores puff out of these little kind of puff balls on her cheeks.
Who led you here?
I, Lita, others, with
Was it Philo?
Mike and its treachery. As she quickly grows silent, all of the moans of the garden's victims suddenly take on a new tone of fear as something starts to move across the foul ground towards you from above. A disgusting larval creature rises up before you, showing only vestigial fungal growths that hint that it might have once been a myconid. Welcome, travelers. This aberrant myconid's voice gurgles and spits as it speaks both aloud and in each of your minds at once. Are you here for the wedding rehearsal? Friends of the bride or her intended? It's just kind of spitting out. It doesn't seem like it would be intelligent. No matter. The love of the great Cedar embrace you as you become one with her chosen great body. As it just starts worming and writhing its way across. Smoke, well, what looks like smoke starts to billow out from its form, out of different extremities. It's just spores, thick clouds of spores like smokestacks out of it. And suddenly, out of the ground around you. Several bodies lift up, standing up. Drow, even a few mushroom myconids standing up from this, also entombed here, as if this thing is willing them to rise. I'm going to bring you guys to a map. Familiar map to any of you who have watched videos. You can place yourselves where you want. But that
Hey, I've seen this map.
Yep. But that is where she is. It is quite dark here. At least for now. So place yourselves however you want. And we will go ahead and roll initiative.
And where'd you say she was? I may have zoomed out too.
She's the one right next to you.
The one right in front of me. Okay.
Mhm.
Gives us a kiss.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
Man, I got a 6.
But here's this creature.
Oh, God.
Oh, that's what I was asking. The drow woman is the one in front of me, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
And as we roll initiative tonight, faced with some abomination of myconid worm thing, you have been welcomed. The Garden of Welcome. And we'll end there tonight, folks. So, thanks for watching. And we're going to pick up with this combat next week. But yeah.
I don't feel very welcomed.
You should.
being
You
honest.
got welcome to the wedding rehearsal, apparently.
Yeah.
You got an invite, and you know, last minute invites to a rehearsal. Nobody gets that.
So we rolled initiative just to see what order we're giving our gifts in.
Oh well, the
Yes.
the rehearsal. This isn't the rehearsal. You'll get there later. But yeah, thanks for watching, folks. We will see you next week.
Night Twitch.
Night,
Later,
night.
taters.
Bye.
All right.